Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. Hope everyone is doing well. Plenty of cricket going on currently, and one series has been wrapped up: the India versus Sri Lanka. A comfortable victory for India. They bowled out the Sri Lankans, and I think it was a good show from Sri Lanka today, especially from their captain Karuna Ratne scoring 107, Kusal Mendes as well showing some fight. But yeah, the Indian team was a bit too strong, a tad too strong for this Sri Lankan team, and Ravi Ashwin picking up 4 wickets, getting that ball to turn with that pink ball. And very well supported by the likes of Bumrah, Jadeja, and Akshar Patel. It was always going to be a mountain to climb for Sri Lanka, and that's exactly what it was, losing by 238 runs. It's a learning curve for them. Very one-sided series. There's a lot of complaints, that you're not going to get viewership like this. Match also finishing in 2-3 days. But, I think for a team like Sri Lanka, this is an important series. It's a learning curve. Now, when they play other series, play in other conditions, which are probably easier to bat on, they'll also have an understanding. And I think they can learn from this. It's just about trying to improve, looking at the areas where they can improve. And it's a very good experience for them. From India side of things, they just lost a series in South Africa. A lot of people are saying that should have been a comfortable win for India because South Africa had many players missing and players retired as well. It wasn't the same South African team of the other of yesteryears, but they lost there as well. So for India, you have to beat whatever is in front of you, and this will give them some confidence. The likes of Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant getting runs are runs. It doesn't matter who the opposition is, and Sri Lanka did have some good spinners there, the likes of Mbuldini, troubling that top order. So runs are runs, wickets are wickets. It'll give you confidence, and now I think the team will have a break. I mean, not the players; they're going to be playing the IPL, but the team itself, India will probably playing after the IPL, and it's a good way to finish off for Rohit Sharma, the captain. He's been recently captain, and this is his first Test series win. He'll be very happy with that, and you have to win convincingly in these kind of series, and that's exactly what they did with the bat and ball and in the field. They're really good, and you expected them to win, but nonetheless, an upset can happen. This is cricket after all, and the Sri Lankan team have caused some upsets. They've beaten South Africa and South Africa, so you can't take any team lightly. Yes, it was a very one-sided series, and it wasn't as competitive as you would have liked. It wasn't competitive at all at times, but for the likes of Sri Lanka, it is a learning curve. But yeah, I think overall India will be happy. Sri Lanka, they will learn from this. Now, all eyes will be in the IPL, and we will get you the latest news from the IPL. It's a 10-team IPL, so it's good for these guys. They get a couple of days extra rest now, the Indian team, and they will head into the IPL, which is going to be a very competitive one, I think. Like from compared to other years, because there's going to be 10 teams. But yeah, overall, for me, Shreyas Iyer, man of the match. I think he's been really good this series, and it's a very good series for him. He batted well. He handled the short ball decently well. Again, his challenge will be when they go into overseas conditions, when they play in the likes of South Africa and Australia, England, New Zealand, how he's going to handle it. Because I think he's that next generation player who's going to lead this side in terms of batting. Because he's 26, 27. He's experienced now, and he will have to lead this side. Him and Rishabh Pant will be that core of that batting when they travel overseas later on, because the likes of Pujara and Rahane are not there now, and it'll be tough for them to come back. Virat Kohli also and Rohit Sharma getting older, so it's time to pass on that baton. And I think the likes of Pant and Iyer can handle that, especially Rishabh Pant. I think Rishabh Pant is an excellent batsman. A lot of people are saying that he reminds them of Sehwag, and some people say Test match cricket is not his format, but he's shown clearly since that Gabba victory that he has something in him, and he's a very good Test batsman. We saw good innings in South Africa as well. Under pressure, he scored 100 there, so or a 90 odd. But Rishabh Pant is someone who will, who will score runs, and especially under pressure, he will help India out. And I think this has been a very good series for him. Just Bumrah, it was very good to see him in Indian conditions picking up wickets. That pink ball under lights, he bowled really well. Was very impressive, and I think he's enjoyed playing in India. He doesn't play in India too much in Test match cricket, but I think the series he really enjoyed. Shami was impeccable as well. Ashwin, Jadeja, Akshar Patel, Jayant Yadav in the first Test match. So, all of them contributing, and they know these conditions. And it's very good to see, I think, in the first innings, the likes of Bumrah and Shami picking up wickets, because it was turning on day one. We saw Sri Lanka pick up wickets, their spinners pick up wickets. So it was turning, but it was good to see the fast bowlers under lights, getting that movement and causing problems to the batsmen, and they'll be very happy with that. And yeah, overall, a very good series for India. And moving on to the next game that we'll talk about is Pakistan versus Australia. Australia in total control right now. It was a brilliant bowling performance from them. and they've done really well, especially after that first test match where Pakistan scored what 400-500 runs, and they weren't able to pick up wickets. Australia, they picked up only 3 wickets in the whole game, and Pakistan were scoring runs left, right, and center. So I think a great performance from Australia this time around. Mitchell Starc, leading from the front, getting the ball to reverse, excellent bowling. A lot of people have ruled out Starc as someone who's getting older now and they'll need to replace him, but he showed his experience in these conditions, reversing in Pakistan, with the likes of Wasim Wakar. They've done great stuff here, and for him to do that as an Australian, I think he'll take a lot of credit, and he'll be really happy with that. I think he'll be really happy. This will be one of his best performances just because of the conditions and the pitch. He'll be extremely happy with the way he's bowled, and he got very good support from the rest of the bowlers. And Pakistan will be kicking themselves because yes, okay, you lose the toss, but you still will want to score runs. Australia have showed in the third innings that you can still score runs on this pitch. It's not like so one-sided. Getting bowled out for just 148, it's a very poor effort. You see Mitchell Starc 3 for 29, well supported by Swepson, picking up 2 wickets. Swepson picking up the wicket of Babar Azam as his debut wicket. Excellent. I think he'll be very happy with that. That'll give him a lot of confidence. Nathan Lyon picking up wicket, Pat Cummins picking up a wicket, Cameron Green as well doing a really good job picking up a wicket, economy of 2.87. A very, very good performance from the Australians. I was surprised they didn't enforce the follow-on. I thought they'll only bat once, but I think they felt that there's still plenty of time in this test match, 2 full days to go. They'll probably bat till lunch maybe. They already are leave 489, so I think maybe just cross that 500 mark and declare. I don't see them batting so much. You don't want any chance of a draw now. I think that you've got Pakistan all out for 140. You need to go for that kill and pick up 11 wickets straight away. So I think touch 500 and just declare it. Maybe a few overs there, but apart from that, I think Australia are in the driver's seat, and I think they will win this test match. Pakistan will be hoping for a miracle. They'll be hoping for a super performance from a Babar Azam or Imamul Haq, with the bat. And let's see what happens against Australia in this test match. But Australia are firm favorites. Looking at the ICC Women's World Cup, currently West Indies are playing Australia on top in that game. And really close games yesterday. South Africa defeating England, a very fine margin, but they've chased it. Cap was amazing. It picked up a fifer and also scored 20-30 runs. Then Bangladesh also beating Pakistan, a very close game, and suddenly Pakistan collapsed. So after they were 160 for 1, they lost 8 wickets and lost by 10 runs. And they'll be upset with that because I think they had the game in the bag. But Bangladesh, excellent. This is the first World Cup. They'll be very happy with the win under their belt, and it'll give them a lot of confidence going into future World Cups. But I think that pretty much wraps it up. The Women's World Cup has been very exciting. The quality has been good. So do tune in for that. Watch those games. We'll get you the latest. England will be very disappointed. They've lost 3 matches in a row now. Yes, tough teams, but they would have fancied beating South Africa. Especially, they were in a tough position. They're 50 for 3. They got 230 odd, 220 odd, but, they just couldn't defend the runs. And surprising, they do have some good bowlers. Catherine Bunt, Ecclestone is there. Skiver is there. So they have a lot of players, but it just didn't work out. It's not been their tournament. Defending champions, they have that pressure on the pressure tag on them. But let's see can they change things around now. They're going to be playing India tomorrow. That will be a fun game as well. It'll be must win for England, and India will want to continue the momentum. So it's going to be a tough game. Let's see how that goes. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for the latest content from the cricketing world. Thank you so much.